everyone, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for this week of August 2011. I got one book from last week to cover, and the rest are going to be from this week. Now, before I get started, I want to say something here. I have just, well, with the help of my girlfriend, I have started a Tumblr account. So go to the following address right there and start following me on Tumblr. I am currently posting pictures, and in the future I plan to do blogs and posting text, maybe potentially doing some written reviews for comic books that don't make it here on video. Now, a friendly and honest warning. Yes, I will be posting pictures on Tumblr, and I'm going to go ahead and warn you, okay? Now, I'm not forcing you to follow me on Tumblr, but if you are going to, now I'm going to warn you, some pictures that I will be posting in the future may not be exactly kid friendly, if you know what I'm saying. You know, you know, you might in the future see some pictures of Harley and Ivy that are a little bit on the woo side, you know. But it's all for laughs, you know. I'm a guy, I'm a pervert, you know. Most guys are. So, and if you don't like it, you don't have to go there. But if you want to laugh, or if you just want to look at some good pictures and possibly read some future text blogs or something like that, then go check me out on Tumblr. But all right then. Let's go ahead and get started with the comic books. We're going to start things off with the book I missed from last week. Amazing Spider-Man number 666. The prelude to Spider Island. I was under the impression this was going to be part 1, but apparently it's still just a prelude. It's like, oh, you think we're there? Not quite yet. Okay. Dan Slott and Caselli work on this. Caselli's artwork is incredible. I love it. Dan Slott is still no slouch when it comes to Amazing Spider-Man. Now, was this fantastic? No, it was not. I was a bit disappointed with this. Just a little bit. There were a few moments where I was like, okay, that's nice. I kind of laughed a little bit when it turns out that there's a panel here that shows us that Mary Jane still tries to keep Peter, you know, caught up on all his rendezvous. She has to remind him about certain things he's got to do, and I'm like, Parker, just go ahead and take the woman back, because she's keeping your life together, what little life you do have outside of Spider-Man. I don't mind Carly Cooper, but it's, you know, when you've dealt with Mary Jane in the comic books for 20 plus years as I have, you kind of get used to that. But yeah, but all in all, this was just okay. You know, for a landmark issue number, especially a number like 666, I was expecting something more than this. All I got was just a reminder of what Peter has got to go through now that he has got a great paying job in another relationship. He's on 2 Avengers teams, and he's in the Future Foundation. Here's the news flash, guys. We already know this. Why do we? It's like, us longtime readers, we already know this. This right here, I would recommend more for the casual fan who doesn't get Amazing Spider-Man every issue. You know, because this right here would be a nice jumping on point for Amazing Spider-Man if you're not collecting, because it reminds you what Peter's got to go through in this new status quo. For us longtime hardcore readers, this was just okay. Well, that's just me speaking. I can't speak for every Spider-Man fan, but it was just okay. You know, I was expecting a lot more than this, and we got the Jackal back. No, I don't like that move, Dan. Marvel, I mean, of all the villains, you had to use the Jackal's going to be the villain for this story. What was the last story that you remember the Jackal being a part of? Exactly. But hopefully this story won't be as bad as that one was. But all in all, it was okay. It was okay. X Factor number 223, The Pack Runs Wild. You know, Peter David, he still got it. He still got it. Yes, I will admit, reading X Factor is getting less and less fun for me. But, you know, David, he still got it. He still got it. Good storytelling, decent cliffhangers here and there. I still like the little joking reminder pages at the beginning. It's like last issue, the X Factor did this and this and this, but meanwhile, we got to go see Harry Potter in the theaters. Okay, that's cute. That's cute. The story continues on with the Rain Sinclair's, pregnancy thing and everything. And in all honesty, the story is starting to drag. I felt like this story should have been wrapped up, a while ago. It just seemed like this story is taking forever to get finished, and hopefully by next issue they'll be done with this and move on to another story. Nothing against Rain Sinclair. I like the character. It's just that I feel like this story is just dragging out a little bit too long now. Peter David, he still got it. I'm not saying this book is terrible. It was good. It was very good. But for me, it's still nothing all about Rain, and kind of the rest of the X Factor team, especially Siren, is taking a back seat and barely getting any time. And I love Siren, or Banshee as he calls herself now. It seems like Banshee and Madrox are hard to getting anything in this series, and in my opinion, they're the two main characters of this series. And it's good, but it's dragging. That's all I can say. Alright. Next up, Batman Arkham City number 4. I have always said, and I will always say, Paul Dini and Batman fit together like peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. But no time to talk about food right now. Yes. Carlos D'Anda, I hope I pronounced that name right, does incredible artwork. I mean, it's nice to see Batman looking all butch, yet still ungodly intelligent. Of all the writers in the DC Universe who know how to write Batman being a great detective as he is well known to be, Paul Dini is the best at it. He always has been. And seeing this miniseries come to fruition as to where they're progressing the story leading up to the video game, I don't know. I seriously do not know how this game coming up could possibly fail. The comic book alone is well worth the money spent on it, and I've got the game on a reserved copy. I know for sure I'm getting it, and I really can't honestly see how the game could possibly fail. If it's anything as good as Arkham Asylum was, it's gonna be a smash, and the comic book is no different. This is exactly the way the story should take off from the ending of Arkham Asylum. Great character development from the Joker. Paul Dini can write the Joker like it's literally not funny, but it's still very good to see how diabolically nasty the Joker can be, and you kind of chuckle at it at the same time. You got great dialogue from Batman, you got good detective skills, and a good way of just scaring the shit out of somebody, making somebody talk, and the cliffhanger at the end of this issue is just great, well delivered, great leading up to it. It's damn near perfect. Paul Dini knows how to write for Batman. I really don't have that much badness to say about it. It's just that I'm gonna shut up before I accidentally spoil something. Alright, moving on. Flashpoint number 4. Wow, this was good. This was really good. Jeff Johns, Andy Kubert. Yeah, this was really good, but was it perfect? Hell no. You got how the Marvel family, Billy Batson and Mary Marvel, you got their role, and they serve a huge part in this particular part of the story. You know, more shit hitting the fan for Barry Allen's memories. Great dialogue, great writing. Really get to see the tension that Barry Allen has to go through in order to convince these people that this is not the right way the universe is supposed to be going. And it's just brilliant. You know, there are a lot of hardcore Jeff Johns fans out there. Yet again, there are a lot of Jeff Johns haters out there, because some of the haters see Jeff Johns as nothing but a fanboy who loves to get his way. But the fact is, I look at a story and I look for the storytelling and how good it is, no matter who's writing it. You know, hell, Jeff Loeb did some great shit for DC, but when it comes to Marvel, he sucks. You know, some people got it and sometimes they don't. You know, and Jeff Johns proves here that he still got it. You know, and the best part, my favorite part of this issue, I'll go ahead and minorly spoil this, is how Barry Allen got Batman Thomas Wayne to join them in the fight against Aquaman and Wonder Woman here. I love how he convinced him. It was so simple, yet it was right to the heart. Very good. Very good stuff here from Jeff Johns. Okay. Moving along. Batman Night of Vengeance number 3. Oh boy. Was this as good as issue 2? In my opinion, not quite, but it was still very awesome. Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Risso, I hope I pronounced those names right, and I'm sorry if I didn't, deliver the conclusion to this incredible tie-in to Flashpoint. Now, I will admit, issue 1 didn't wow me that much, and then when issue 2 came along, Jesus! And then issue 3, wow, great stuff. We get an explanation as to why Martha Wayne became the Joker in Flashpoint. I'm sure everybody already knows by now that Martha Wayne is the Flashpoint Joker. And I was a little confused, because when Flashpoint started, you know, I was under the impression that both Martha and Bruce died, but I was wrong. And Martha, only Bruce got shot and killed, and Thomas and Martha were spared. And the way the story is explained on how these two came to be how they are now, it's brilliant. This was really good. I wouldn't say it was on par with Dini's Batman story, and I wouldn't say this is on par with Night of Vengeance issue 2, but it's right up there. I mean, it's close, but it's still not quite as good as issue 2 was. And I loved the explanation. I loved the conversation between Thomas and Martha at the end of the story. Brilliant, just brilliant. It really shows that, behind their twisted minds, they still want to be good parents to Bruce, even though he's gone. And this really paints a picture as to what they're willing to do to make sure their son lives. And it's just beautiful, just simply beautiful. Do yourselves a favor and pick that up. And as good as those books were, they didn't make the pick of the week. This did. Pick of the week goes to Secret 6, number 36. I'm sure you already would have guessed it by now. Oh my God. Gail Simone. Jesus. If you're watching, I need to tell you something. As a reader of comic books for over 20 years, as a reader to a writer, I want to say, with all the respect in my heart, thank you. Thank you for such a great series and such brilliant work on it. As a writer, I love you. You are such a brilliant writer when it comes to this. When it comes to Secret 6. I was taken away by how remarkable this was. This was even way better than I thought it was going to be. The conclusion to the series, it ends beautifully. Good. It's like they took all the past stories from Secret 6 and just molded them all up into one gigantic conclusion. This could have easily been a giant-sized finale with a $5 price tag, and I still would have bought it, and still would have been blown away. I was so impressed by how Gail was able to take all the past tensions between these characters and build them all up into one solid conclusion without having to drag it out, without having to cut it into several different pieces. That she just seemed to solve all the dilemmas in one issue, and it's just simply remarkable. The stuff with Scandal Savage, with her current girlfriend and with her past girlfriend, that's wrapped up kind of funny, but still beautifully well. Bane is the character that shines here very well. You got a great scene with the rest of the characters. To me, the character that shines the least in here is Jeanette, but her character is still well done in this issue, and the way, and it's like in this last issue they're dealing with all the heroes of the DC universe, and I mean literally just everybody, and it's just a pure balls to the wall. Screw it, if we're gonna die, if we're gonna get taken down, we're gonna get taken down the hard way. You know, it's like, if we gotta go down, we're taking some of these bastards with us, and it's just breathtaking how well it was done. I'm still in question as to what's happened to most of the team. We know what happens to Bane at the end of the issue. I'll minorly spoil that, but the rest of the team, I don't know what's going on with them. I already sent some questions to Gail on Twitter, and from what I saw in here with, particularly Scandal and Knockout, I'm really hoping that the worst did not happen to them, because they're such great characters. Forget about the lipstick lesbianism joking bullshit and just focus on how well their characters are done and how well of a couple they are. But it's just, it was perfect. Simply perfect. If I would ever recommend a series, I would recommend Secret Six. I regret that I did not jump on board until Blackest Night, but I am making it a mission to go back and try to find any back issue of Secret Six that I missed out on, because this was such a remarkable series from Gail Simone. Gail, thank you. Thank you so much for such an awesome run. Thank you. Well, that's all I have. Thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. So until next time, everybody, I'll see you later.